Hello there, fellow Jedi. Today I'm going to rank all of the Star Wars movies, in my opinion, from best to worst, greatest to least greatest. So let's jump right into it because I'm going to have a lot of. I'm sure you guys can guess what some of my opinions are going to be, but I'm going to go through all the movies as they came out and explain my reasoning for where I put them. So, and this is all off the top of my head. So, if I think about something more and change my mind about something, maybe I'll pin a comment in the comments of it. But, you know, this is just off the top of my head. So let's just start with original, A New Hope. The just Star Wars is just all it was called when it originally came out. And I'm thinking this movie's an A because it sets up the hero's journey perfectly, right? And like in my opinion, the perfect hero's journey, and you can use this formula for like any. It doesn't have to be like a space movie. It can be like any type of movie. Is the hero? He is like wanting to adventure and see the world and do things at the start, and he experiences a great loss and he doesn't have the skills to cope with things at the beginning, and he fails a lot and he fails over and over and he bashes his head into things and he loses things, and then eventually he starts to gain power over time and overcomes the things that he wasn't able to overcome in the beginning through some sort of lesson or something. So I think I want to rank this movie at an A because it sets up the beginning of Star Wars just so beautifully. So then we have The Empire Strikes Back. Excuse me. I think I'm gonna go straight with a straight to S for Empire Strikes Back because I think this is right up there. You could argue that it is the best Star Wars movie of all time, but I don't think it is. So, uh, I've just like no spoiler for what's for later, but I think there's another greater Star Wars movie than this. But I think some people would argue that Return of the Jedi is just as good as Empire Strikes Back, and I would argue that Return of the Jedi belongs in an A. I actually have a memory of me being a kid because I grew up with these movies, and I was probably like 9 years old this time, and I was arguing with a friend of mine, and we were arguing over which movie to watch, and I wanted to watch The Empire Strikes Back, and he wanted to watch Return of the Jedi. So shows you as far back as when I was 8 to 10 years old. That was my opinion, and I remember we my grandpa made us settle it on a coin flip, and he won, and we had to watch Return of the Jedi, and I was very. I mean, I did it because I lost the coin flip, but I was not happy. I was just sitting there watching the movie. So, all right, then. So that's the original trilogy there, in my opinion. Then let's just get this out of the way. The Phantom Menace. I cannot stand this movie. I mean, like, all right, I'm gonna take it from D and I'm gonna put it up to C, simply for the lightsaber fight with Darth Maul at the end. But it's really not that crazy impressive, right? It's really not. I can't. As a Star Wars fan, I have trouble sitting through this whole movie. It's just so drawn out with the Gungan scenes and everything like that, and it's a bit ridiculous. And I wanna bump it up to C for the lightsaber fight with Maul, but it really belongs in D. But I'm such a Maul fan that I will, and a Qui Gon Jinn too. Qui Gon Jinn's one of my favorite Jedi, so I'll bump it up to C simply for that. All right. Uh, Attack of the Clones. That's second, right? Yep, second one's right there. All right, Attack of the Clones. I want to say is a B. It has terrible writing. It's not on the. It's definitely. Is it a B or a C? It's not as bad as the Phantom Menace. So that's the thing. If it's going in C, it's going in front of the Phantom Menace for sure. But I think it could be a B because the lightsaber fight at the end is a bit better. I actually remember I was still in elementary school at the time, like sixth grade, and I loved that lightsaber fight between Dooku and Anakin once Anakin gets the double sabers, and then once Yoda comes in, and that whole scene is just all badass. So I love that whole part. And I was being in sixth grade, fifth grade. I wasn't old, and I might even been fourth, but I think I was right around then, like the end of elementary. Uh, the I was right at the age where that writing that I don't like sand writing really didn't hit me to being that terrible, and it wasn't until I was like 18 rewatching these movies that I was like, or 16 or so rewatching these movies that I was like, wow, this is really bad. So I think B is a good place for that. So that one is questionable even to me though. I feel like I could return it to it and bump it down once I get through further on the list. But let's just keep going. All right. So then, where is episode 3? So episode 3 is gonna be a C because I'm just kidding. I'm gonna put episode 3 in S for sure. Not only that, episode 3 goes in front of Empire Strikes Back in S. I think I need to make an S plus. Like part of me wants to make an S plus for Empire Strikes Back. That's how much, or not Empire. I'm sorry, not for episode 3. Revenge of the Sith. That's how much I love that movie. That is my favorite Star Wars movie. I absolutely love Revenge of the Sith. I just connect so much, like, with, I don't connect. I shouldn't say that. I understand so much where Anakin comes from, and it's so sad that he wanted to save his mom the whole time, and they were just slaves, and the Jedi had the power to save her the whole time, but they never did. And in my opinion, the Jedi were not like the all around good guys that were made to believe they were. They were pretty messed up, and they could have saved his mom. They could have kept him from falling to the dark side, but they were essentially a bunch of dickheads. So that's just my opinion. This coming from the one who opens up saying hello there, fellow Jedi. So I mean, you know, you can look back on the mistakes of your creed, right, and say what the fuck. All right, so moving right along. I can't, I don't even want to move along because there's the emotion. I want to state the emotions in that movie are crazy. The only scene I really don't like, that I wish like they changed in some way, is when Anakin gets overwhelmed by everything and thinks Padme's turned on him and chokes Padme. That's the scene where I really like disconnect with him, and I'm like, oh, dude, like how does that even happen? Because like in no situation could I see myself ever doing that. But in every other situation, oh, not killing younglings, but in every other situation leading up to that, I can understand where he's coming from. I'm like, all right, yeah, Mace Windu, you turned on him because he even turned against his own morals, saying he's too dangerous to be left alive. But the Jedi way was what you guys were supposed to be adhering to strictly, and that's why you didn't save his mom, and that's why you didn't let him be with Padme, and that's why all these things. But all of a sudden it doesn't matter. That way doesn't matter because he's too dangerous to be left. Okay, that I understand because freaking handoff, send him out the window. But you know, the transcript of events after that, I'm not too sure about, and the choking of Padme is very like, what the hell? Where did that come from, dude? That was supposed to be like the one person you were protecting, not who you were choking out, and that wasn't cool. So, all right, now we can move on. So I was going in order they were released, but I can't remember what they came out with here. Like, I want to say they did Rogue One after The Force Awakens, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to say The Force Awakens. I think The Force Awakens belongs up here on an A, honestly. I really enjoyed this movie. I did. I really enjoyed this movie. I was so hopeful for the Disney franchise when this came out. I think that Daisy, I think her name's Daisy Ridley. I forget her last name, but I think she is hot. I think she was a good pick for that role, and I think that Finn was a good pick for his role. He just should have got more of a spotlight in the next two movies. And if people don't know, what they did in China was really fucked up because they're really racist and stuff over there. So they shrunk down on the portrait here that you see of the Force Awakens. They shrunk down the black guy's image to sell more in the theaters and stuff. So I have a hard time supporting Disney when I think about stuff like that. But you know, they make so much shit, it's hard not to buy any of it, right? Especially when it's all Star Wars now that they have control of. So, but I think they belong at A. It really follows a bunch of A New Hope. It doesn't follow the hero's journey as well because Rey doesn't fail. Like, all of a sudden, she's just picking up tricks, which I don't get. But I thought in the next two movies, at the time when this came out, I thought in the next two movies they would explain, like, oh yeah, she had past training as a kid from this person, and oh yeah, this is the reason that she was able to do this, and it was actually she was remembering this stuff, and nope, she was just unlike Luke, who had to get his ass kicked and bashed against the wall over and over and lose and stuff. She just became a badass. Kind of what I don't like about the whole sequel trilogy, because you never seen her lose, right? You didn't. I mean, she lost Han Solo, I guess, the like dad figure that she had just met, but did she like lose a fight to Kylo Ren and then Kylo killed him? Like, no, she didn't. She didn't like actually compete for something or try for something and fail, right? All right. Then I think Rogue One came out after this. So Rogue One, I loved this movie. I want to put it up at S for its comedy. I don't know why. Its comedy really hit with me. I wouldn't say it's S though. I'm gonna control myself and put it down in A. But I want to emphasize how much I like this movie. It was a great movie. Its comedy really hit with me, unlike the another one that I'm gonna say, but yeah, the whole story where it told the group of people that all died off, the fact that it didn't push a love story between Jin and Cassian and they were just like hugging as friends at the end. I liked that whole thing. I liked how they didn't push a love story. I loved the Death Troopers that they brought into it. They were pretty sweet. I liked that whole storyline. I thought it was pretty cool. Saw Gerrera got a cool little scene in there. I thought that was kind of cheesy at the time. Remember thinking that, but I don't remember what about that I thought was kind of cheesy. But I remember thinking at the time, like, oh, that was whatever. But yeah, I think it belongs up here on A. I almost want to put it in S for its comedy. I love K2SO. He is so funny. Like, if I had to pick droid companions from Star Wars, I often have thought, like, if I pick a starship and droid companions, like, you don't want to be so basic and go with the Millennium Falcon, so I think I'd pick, like, the Ebon Hawk, although the Millennium Falcon would be the go-to, but, I think I'd want to pick, like, the Ebon Hawk, and then, like, if you could pick some droid companions, like, who are you going to pick? You gotta pick between like HK47, and K2SO. You gotta pick between like T3 and R2D2, T3 and 4 or R2D2. You could pick Chopper. You could pick BB-8. Like, there's like you're gonna get some security droids. Maybe you could get like, a few B1s or something, or a B2. Like, Anyway, getting off topic. That was just a little. That was ugly, guys. It was just a little ramp. That was just a little tangent I wanted to go on. Just change your word you're going with. All right, so after Rogue One was The Last Jedi, I believe. Yeah, The Last Jedi came out. So I'm just gonna say that The Last Jedi is a D. The Last Jedi is a D. It's absolutely terrible. It is the worst Star Wars movie ever made. I almost want to bump it up to a C for that lightsaber fight scene with Kylo Ren between Luke and Kylo, but yeah, no, here's the thing. It wasn't even a lightsaber fight. Luke wasn't there. Luke wasn't even there. It was a cool scene. Oh, wait, no, it was a cool scene where they were all, like, in the walkers, all the walkers were shooting at him, and they were going, more, more. Or Kylo's going, more. That was a cool scene. Oh, wait, no, but wait, it wasn't because Luke wasn't even there. It was a cool scene, but it's all taken down by the fact that Luke wasn't there. I hated how in this movie, like, Hux isn't even regarded as like somebody like with a great tactical mind and like who's fighting for the first order. Like he's tossed around with the Force by Snoke and stuff. Like he's looked at as pathetic. He's just, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I almost want to bring it up to a C, but I'm not even going to let myself because of what they did to Luke at the end. And here's the thing. I could have accepted a lot of parts of this movie if they would have just like it could have been more up here. It really could have. Let me explain a few small things they could have done to put it up in A. Luke could have still died at the end. He could have. I thought about this because I watched somebody else react to The Last Jedi, trying to like literally a few weeks ago, trying to figure out what I didn't like about it as much, and he could have still died and faded away at the end. I could have accepted that he became a hermit and like lived out on this desolate place and stuff and blah blah blah, but I can't accept how it happened with him drawing his lightsaber out against Kylo when Kylo was sleeping, and that all happening, and that's how Kylo turned against the Order. Like, I don't see Luke Skywalker doing that. I'm sorry. He threw the lightsaber down in front of Palpatine. He wouldn't strike down. Like, he believed in the good of his father. Like, even if he sees glimpses of evil in Kylo, that's not Luke. You completely changed his character in order to make him fit what you wanted him. What they completely changed his character in order to fit what they wanted him to do. So, for all these reasons, I'm putting it down at a D. I know I'm going to get some hate comments for it. Not really, because I got nobody watching these videos. But, maybe I will, maybe I won't. Anyway, I keep on trying to look at it and think of a reason to put it up more, like... They played down Finn's part in this movie so much. They brought Rose in. Did they bring Rose in this movie? Yes. Yeah, they brought Rose in, and she's like the most hated. I don't even actually hate Rose that much. I kind of feel bad for the actress because she got so much hate. But, like, what were they doing with this movie? I don't even understand. It was all over the place, and anyways, it's making my head hurt trying to think of anything that I can say super positive to be like, oh wait, maybe this is a reason I can bring it up to C. But no, I'm just gonna stop because the video is getting long and I'm not trying to do all that. So next was Solo. I'm gonna put Solo up at a B because, now hear me out here. I know some people like it a bit more. Maybe it does belong up at A, but I'm gonna put it at B because the humor just didn't hit as much with me. I remember watching this and thinking like forcing myself to laugh, like okay, yeah, like not like Rogue One. Rogue One had me laughing. Solo, I was not laughing, and it didn't feel like a Star Wars movie to me. I don't know. It felt more like just a space sci-fi movie. A cool space sci-fi movie, a good space sci-fi movie. I liked Lando in it. I thought he was sweet. If anybody, I'm pretty sure he's played by Michael Jordan's son. If I'm right about that, tell me in the comments if I am, but I'm pretty sure. And because I was in a customer's house and I seen a poster on the wall and it said his name, and I'm pretty sure that's Michael Jordan's son who played him. So that's pretty sweet. But yeah, the humor just didn't hit with me as much. I like how they came up with the name Solo. He's joined the Empire, didn't have people, didn't have last name. They gave him the name Solo. I like that. I like how they always call him Han instead of Han, because the one guy said, I'm not going to call you by your name, Han. I like all the little things that they set up through it, but overall, then the humor and the storyline wasn't all that great. I didn't think. So then, alright, so then the Rise of Skywalker. So, I'm gonna put this at a C, I think. So, it's not as bad as The Last Jedi, but it's not getting bumped up to a B for anything it did in the movie. Alright, literally, I would rather watch the, I don't want to say rather, I would rather watch the lightsaber scene against Darth Maul from Episode 1, which was how many years ago, compared to watching the lightsaber scenes from The Last Skywalker, because The Last Skywalker lightsaber scenes weren't that great from what I remember. Like, I'm trying to think of them. I'm pretty sure Kylo and Rey fought at one point, and she projected lightning back at the Emperor again. That's what happened. It was pretty cool, but we had seen it before, and I don't know what else to say. That's pretty much it. So yeah, no, this is looking good. This is what I'm thinking my list is really gonna look like. I will say that I'll put because of the newer graphics and everything, and I think it would just be a lot prettier to watch than I think I would rather watch The Rise of Skywalker over Episode 1. I will say that. And I would rather watch Solo over Episode 2. And as far as these go, I would rather watch Rogue One over all of these. And I'd rather watch Return of the Jedi over A New Hope. And I'd rather watch A New Hope over... no, I might rather watch The Force Awakens over A New Hope. Really, I think these two are tied. These two are like dead even. Because I'd love watching the original Star Wars, but also they didn't do bad on The Force Awakens. They did pretty well on it. And then these two, The Empire Strikes Back is S tier, but I think if I had S plus here, this one would be the only one sitting in it. This Revenge of the Sith, because it is just an incredible movie with so much emotion. And yep, I don't want to say anything else about The Last Jedi because it's just staying down there in D. So yeah, what did you guys think of my tier list? I'm gonna stop the video before it gets any longer. Just let me know if I'm wrong. Let me know if you hate me. If you hate me, tell me down in the comments why you hate me. And as always, guys, this was the channel you were looking for.